Hi, Aries. All right, welcome to the space. Thank you for being here. Thank you so very much. All right, let's see here. Oh, we'll get in the cards and I'll see if I remember. Then if it comes up again, then we'll know that that's important. Right? For now, we'll leave it. Okay, Aries. Okay. 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 Aries. Well, sometimes we want things to be better, right? We want things to be better. We want to get going, right? I heard hurry it up, like hurry up the healing, hurry up the change, things of that nature. Now, I see here that there's a Saturn lesson. Okay, if you don't know what that means, it means something difficult and slightly karmic. Difficult and karmic is what Saturn can be. And we usually get a big old dose of it when we first start what is like conscious awareness of your own person and growth, right? Wanting to change, wanting to fix the parts that are funky, seeing the reflection in your family and what that all really means. But the thing is with Saturn is it's kind of it's relentless. It can be. It's like always behind you. Like, because once you're aware, right, of what you're doing, you're conscious, right? Then, well, how do I want to explain this? Well, you want to do the right thing, right? You want to do the right thing. Now, the thing is, Aries, is that we can't do everything by ourselves. Right? So when it is, oh, okay, so I already recorded a reading. Let's have a little chat. Although I do want to get a cigarette. Would you mind? You can just stare at the new lady. I gave her a paint job. I'm back. Hold on. I made this bag. Do you like it? It's got a lining and everything. Fun little project. I'm actually getting back into sewing, which is really fun. All right, Aries. So, yeah, let's just talk about your animal for a second, because it's Pisces time, right? Let's be creative in this unconscious learning. So you are Aries is a ram, right? Ram. That's actually an awesome bed. Oh, Black Betty, bam, ba dam. Oh, Black Betty. I love that. They're called Ram Jam. Anyway, it's my favorite song ever, by the way. I'll link that for you actually, because I feel like it's a fun song. Black Betty. She's a badass. Okay. I always see it as Black Stallion too, but anyway, Black Mare actually. Let's roll it back here. All these animals, horses and rams. So Sagittarius and Aries. So, Aries. A ram is actually a male bighorn sheep, right? It's a male sheep is a ram. A female sheep, it's called a ewe. And then a baby Aries. So a male Aries is a ram, a female Aries is a ewe, and a baby Aries is called a lamb. They're very innocent. They have no defense mechanism. They can't see very well. They can't hear very well. Sometimes they can even roll over on their back, and if they do, their legs go straight up and they can't actually roll over. They're very particular when drinking, when taking in a liquid, like taking in water, taking in emotion. They will not drink from a stream that is moving too fast, right? Like they wouldn't reach down into the river to have something to drink. Very particular animal. And so this is why lambs need shepherds, right? Someone to protect the flock. It's a big job being a shepherd, right? It's a really big job to be responsible like that. Now, of course, you're not a literal sheep. But you do have to be in control of yourself. And this reminds me of, there's a passage, right? How does it go? He maketh us lie down in green pastures. Something near still waters. Is that how it goes? Right, we have to rest. Right, a shepherd with a lamb, they actually wake up very early, like 4 or 5 in the morning, right? Early, farmer time. You know, and then they work until the sun is hot, right? It's like about 11, 10, probably around 11 o'clock. It starts getting pretty hot. 11, 12, obviously right there is noon, right? And what sheep do, or what lambs do, is the shepherds, they bring them to a place that is preferably shaded, right? It's not so bright, sun, see, yeah, shaded. And then they sit and they rest for a few hours, right? Because they just worked from 5 until 11. That's 6 hours of working, right? That's a good amount of work put in. And we have to rest, right? Because humans, and especially you, Aries, I think a lot of the ways that society has set up what it means to be successful, or cultures, whatever, there is an ingrained like method to what a human will unconsciously think of what success is. Hey Zumi, I see you. Come over here, please. Just a minute. Come on, baby. So the point is we all have to rest. Right, take that downtime. Of course, after we work, right? We work early, we wake up early, work really hard, and then we rest. Yes, Aries. It's the best thing for you. And another thing about a lamb that's interesting is that they mosey a lot, right? Like, say there's the flock. This is why you need the shepherd to be like, come on, like herding it in. Because if you don't pay attention, a lamb doesn't even realize, it's sort of unconscious. They'll just be like, oh, over here. Oh, let me chew this little grass. Let me go this way. And all of a sudden, they're very far from where they were. Right? Now, of course, you're not a little lamb, you're an adult, so it's okay when you want to try out new things and do things that don't fit the protocol, let's say, of this societal sense, right? But in ways of the shepherd being your protector of your own innocence, or even protecting the innocence I heard of others. Remember that, well, I heard, remember that God loves you. Do you know what I mean? Like, whenever you feel lost, you don't feel like you can do something, or, well, ask for help. And remember, that doesn't always have to come from a physical place or even a literal word. You know what I mean? Because you do have a great, I feel like you have a really great conduit to tap in, because you know where your power is, right? You know how strong you are. Every Aries I've ever met, tough as nails, is so brave, will do all kinds of wild stuff that I'm like, what are you doing? Like, oh no, that's scary. And they'll do it, you know? You're really brave, but I see that this is a time for you to take that emphasis, and maybe that's why we started. Do you remember in January, the really soft reading about learning how to fly? Right? It's almost as if you're tapping more into this Libra energy, which is really beautiful. It's the opposite sign of you, right? And instead of seeing that as a hassle and being like, I gotta sit here and like analyze this, you're like, no, let me think about this. Let me think about this before I say that, you know? Let me analyze my feelings, or even just some really basic stuff like tapping into yourself and being like, wait, why do I feel like that? And be like, oh, I'm tired. Or, oh, I'm hungry. Or, oh, I haven't gotten any exercise. And you know that you need, and you know that you need exercise, Aries. Whether this is dancing or jogging or what have you, you know. You have to get that Mars out so that you behave better, right? It's almost like a child or like a dog, right? Not to compare, I'm not saying you're a child or a dog. I'm saying if you think about these kinds of experiences, which I'm sure all of you have been a part of, it's like if I go and run Zumi in the woods and I come back, she's not going to get into the trash or like do anything. She's already tuckered out. She's used all that energy in a really productive way. A child, the same, especially if you have a lot of masculine energy in your chart, or if you have like a boy, if you have a son, it's like they have extra energy. Like they need to just pick stuff up and throw it down, and it's but then that also needs a little bit more boundaries when it's more masculine, right? And I see if you want something to be softer, then you must speak softer to it. Speak from your heart, Aries, not right. You rule the head. Speak from your heart. Yes. And I feel like in Pisces time, this is a nice time for you to speak from your heart, right? Because when we speak harshly, it really is just, or fast even, or do things too fast. It's because we're afraid of something. You know what I mean? Now, I feel like this Saturn energy, if you are not ignoring it, right? This is a time when I see you're not allowed to give up on something. Because it could be, for some of you, you could be pulling like, well, I'm kind of over it. Like there's a piece of you that's like, I don't want to fucking deal with that. Like that kind of thing. Like that's not, I heard that's not the attitude to have. But because crossing your arms is also a boundary, you don't have to do that. Remember what did we just say? It doesn't have to be verbal. It doesn't have to be actual, like, technical action. Just watch your body language. Watch other people's body language. If you are, for instance, interacting with someone and all of a sudden you cross your arms and you kind of lean, you know how you like lean back into it? What it's saying to you is that you need to remove yourself from the situation so that you can compose yourself, right? And sort of switch something emotional. Maybe you need to remind yourself, I feel, okay, how do you feel in that moment? I do really feel, okay, whatever you connect to, Aries, as your creator, or, you know, your ancestors, the trees, whatever you deem to be holy, right? To be something that is like, you know, untarnished by the evil of the world. Lift that energy up. Give that some. And I feel like most of you, like, really dancing, something is, you know, put a good, do you hear that? Put a good rhythm in it, right? I actually just saw, like, those women who wear, but the bells on, like, the feet, like, almost like a, you know, where you can hear it. Okay, what else is going on, Aries? I heard the pen is mightier than the sword. I do feel as if there could be some inner child work here that could be very helpful to be attended to. Or that's something that you're working through. And I need you to remember that you have a conduit to your power whenever you need it to overcome anything that seems intense in a kind of way. Challenging. You can do it. But it's not where you use the Knight of Wands is to lift up your faith, right? To lift up your feelings, but it's not a, I see, like, it's your action is a decision. To be aware of when you say yes and no, so that you can be more at peace with yourself and take off the leather jacket. Do you remember that reading last year about this? I think it was June. Take off the leather jacket, right? Still wear it. You still got it in your closet. You know what I mean? But you're not wearing it every day. I know. I bet you wish you had more. I feel like you wish you had more energy for something, but remember, it's Pisces time. We're not supposed to be like, bah! Okay, you're in the middle of the ocean. You know, you can kind of see the land, but it's really, really far away. There's no point in being like, like the whole time. You're gonna blow yourself out and fucking drown. Do you know what I mean? You're gonna run out of steam. So while you're there, while you're in this time, would you just practice floating? Okay? You'll get there. The water's gonna bring you there anyway. Do you know what I mean? Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Queen of Swords and the Magician. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I think you are tapping more into this Libra energy. I guess it could be with that it could be some relationships are kind of like, but remember, try not to be so responsive. Maybe that's part of the test. Not that you're not meant to stick up for yourself. That's not the point. But we only are defensive or trying to defend ourselves, right, when we're afraid and we're hurt. And I need you to know that you're safer than that. But perhaps you need to, I don't know, maybe you want to pray for some mercy. You know what I mean? Or just admit to yourself, like, hey, I can't, like that little lamb, right? Like, I don't know where I am. You know, I need help. Like, I don't feel safe where I am, or I feel stressed, right? That that verse that came to me actually talks a lot. To me, I relate that a lot to stress, right? Yes, to stress. It's we need to. Sometimes he maketh us lie down in green pastures so that we can settle and calm those waters. You know what I mean? And in Pisces time, the water is never calm, right? Maybe in the very early morning, the ocean is calm. But as the sun rises, the ocean as there's more light, there's more power in the sea. So, take a little time to yourself, but messages come a few times, but please don't isolate, okay? Even if that means just calling your friend or your sister or whoever, call them on the phone, call your uncle, you know what I mean? Like, socialize some, okay? Yes. I heard maybe you want to start working on your Christmas presents. I don't know what that means, but it's something like this, or your birthday's coming up real soon too, right? What do you want for your birthday? But most importantly, what do you want to feel, Aries? And a little bit of where you would like to go. But the feeling will go wherever you are, right? I've said this a couple times. I don't remember who said it first, but when we have a feeling, or let's use feelings for instance, happiness, contentment, joy, sorrow, pain, whatever, we've tapped into these, right? There's a conduit from us to these places, right? Wherever they are. It means you can tap into any of them anytime that you want. Now, I know that seems simpler said than done, but there is magic in the world, and if you tap into, maybe you need a little bit of, didn't we talk about this a long time ago, or it's like you're tapping into some childhood magic that you used to have, right? Yeah, I think so, right? Something, what I see here is, I guess it's about trust too, right? Maybe it would be helpful. I had to record a few signs a few times this month. Pisces is it's hard for me to find ground in this time. But if you can, Pisces, if you can, Aries, that trust exercise where you put your arms out straight and you just lean back and somebody catches you. I feel like if you can, do that. And especially with your family, with your husband, with your wife, just do that. It'll help something so much to be like, oh my God, because it's so hard, to trust in the world of illusion. Do you know what I'm saying? Like the majority of our lives, or what is dictated as our lives, are a lie. There's always some manipulation in there, and it's really hard to relinquish yourself of the spell. Whether this is karmically of your family, or just like whatever your governor tells you about what the truth is, or your county tells you what your taxes, or whatever. It's like, all this is a lie. Do you know what I mean? It's all just a trick to get money. But the point is that the struggles, you decide. You have so much power over your own choice, Aries. I just saw you. Oh, yeah. I just saw you as this woman standing here, and then the Emperor came out, and then we have the Seven of Wands. Remember, you are powerful, and you know what your biggest power is, Aries? is your power of faith, your power of your choices, right? Your actions. And sometimes the best action to take is to be non-reactionary. Not to be passive. No, if something needs to be stood up for and to be expressed, this is my boundary, please do. But you still don't ever have to yell it. You can be like, this is my line, and that doesn't, I don't find that acceptable. You know what I mean? Like, again, more of that Libra, like, hey, we're just non-emotional, right? And full of faith. Non-emotional being non-emotionally reactive. Not that there is an emotion in there, it's just the waters are still. Because you probably took the time to lay down and rest, right? So you can maybe admit what some of your challenges are, and then also admit, well, some things may seem impossible, I don't know. But really, anything is possible. If you believe that in your heart. You know what I mean? And Sagittarius is strong for you in this reading. It keeps coming up. Let's put Nine of Pentacles with the Ace of Wands on top. Let me see if I see anything else. If you keep working at it, I feel like a really wonderful gift is coming to you. It's something that'll really put you in a great light. You know, something really bright, something full of something, like, it's almost where when people ask, like, what is my path? Like, what is my purpose? It's like, if you don't know, or you don't feel like that's settled in you, I feel like that is a part of what's coming. But the timing, I heard you're not allowed to know the timing exactly. But in the interim, realize again that you have this conduit to this really golden, beautiful place. And actually, I wore a lot of gold for you this time frame, and this is actually very helpful. If you are feeling, well, because it rules the sun, right? It's about this golden light. It's like Jupiter and Saturn and Virgo. I want you to look at this Shepherd card because I love it, just to close this out. Isn't it beautiful? With the deer and the buck. It's a big job to control yourself. It's a huge job to be in charge of you, right? Because, well, it's a big job, but you can do it. And actually taking up that job and putting on those big boy, big girl pants, right? And just handling it with I heard gratitude and regalness, right? Like where you're proud of you're being proud that of what you've achieved, where you are, and caring what other people think about you to a certain extent, because that's a part of it, right? It's like, oh, I don't want to, because if we didn't care what anyone else thought, then I guess we would just be selfish. But it is important to think what other, to be receptive to how our actions affect other people, because we're all interconnected. Even if we never met each other, we're all family. Every alcoholic in the world affects everybody. Every depressed person, every every happy person, every faithful person. It's all connecting to everybody. So I say, please continue to do your best. And if for some reason you are too stuck in your head, or your feelings aren't in the place that you want, you may be spending too much time on your phone or too much time on the internet. I would definitely take some, you need more exercise. Again, you need to be more in nature, right? I don't know. Maybe you got to go just be out, be in nature, because sometimes we're at the mercy of the weather and can't even go enjoy it because it's, I don't know, raining or cold or whatever. It's like, no, if it's nice, go get out there, right? Start planting your garden or thinking about what you want to grow in the future, and be okay with the timing of that. Okay. And again, I see, please check your sleep schedule. I feel like most of you probably sleep. I don't know. Everybody needs to sleep more in Pisces time. Okay. I love you. Take care. And I'll talk to you next time. Want to see this cool thing I made? Can you see it? Hold on. Oh no, it's too bright. I just took sticks out of the yard. Alright, I love you. Bye.